All right, welcome everyone to Everyone's a Little Queer. Today we have a special guest in studio, in person. She is the first trans homecoming queen, Oak Park, 2014?
2016.
2016.
Missouri, honey.
Miss Georgia Premier Continental, 2025 Miss Continental first runner-up, and the KC Premier Taylor Swift female impersonator. We have Lana Luxx with us today. Lana, how are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the credentials, honey.
Yeah.
I feel so official.
The accolades just kept
I know.
going.
Honestly, they could have kept going, girl. No, just kidding.
Well, eventually, I think when we get to that later in the episode, talk about where we're going with drag and see where maybe we add those credentials later on.
I know, honey. I'm trying to keep the list growing, honey. They thought the Bible was big.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this accolade book thicker, honey.
I love it. I love it. A BBL accolade. That's
Yes.
wonderful. Well, welcome to Everyone's a Little Queer. We're here to talk queer shit and everything about it.
Oh, good. We can cuss. So we can talk about the queer
Oh,
shit,
this
the
is
gay shit, the trans shit.
Trans shit, gay shit, annoying shit. This is my podcast, so
it.
you can say whatever you want.
Okay,
you know?
good.
Yeah.
I can really queen out here.
Hell
I love
yeah.
it.
That's what it's for. That's what we're here. It's a safe space. And
Oh, it feels safe, honey. Y'all, there was like 80 rainbow flags, like 16 pop divas on the wall. Like, bitch, I walked into like the gayest safe place mansion ever.
we have that mat on the front when you walk in. It says gayest place in town. I think it's a very accurate.
And the flag on the front.
Yeah.
Do your neighbors like the flag?
Some do.
Has anyone ever said anything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, girl, bye.
Yeah, we had one neighbor who's now ex-wife. She did not like I had one pride flag one year and she threw a fit about it. And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, honey." I said, "I'll take care of that." And I bought 100. And then I put 100 pride flags up. And every year after that she lived in the neighborhood, I upped it by 50 to
Would they
100.
ever try to like steal them or take them?
No.
Oh, good.
No. I have security cameras for a reason.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, don't fuck with the gays.
That's
honey.
right. That's right. We are prepared. The gays are prepared. Well, welcome. We're here to talk about you, though, and get to know Lana Luxx.
Okay.
Are you excited?
I am excited. I feel like I haven't done a podcast in a while or like a get to know me thing in a few months. So I'm like, okay, this is good. Life is always changing for me. So I like to peel back the curtain.
I love that. Well, we're going to peel back and learn as much as we can about you and, you know, we want to start with, we alluded to it. You are trans.
Yes. Trans.
Oh my God.
See, I'm not scary like they try to say, but yes, I
Not at
am
all.
a trans woman. So, I was assigned male at birth, and I came out as trans in high school and started my transition junior-ish year. And yeah, I'm 27 now. Ugh. Actually, no, I'm 28. I turned 28 on the 14th.
I was like, you just had a birthday.
I know, sick. But yeah, so like over 10 years in my transition, and just proud, happy, and just thriving.
So so in high school, I mean, how does that start? What was the feeling that you had one day? You were just like, over time, obviously, you didn't wake up one day, go to school where they did the trans surgery at school in biology class.
They didn't take me in the nurse's room and just give me surgery.
Yeah, they were just like, you have tits now, and here you go.
Tits, ass, hormones. We're chopping this up. No, girl. There was none of that. It was always something I knew in the back of my mind, but didn't have the language. But it was just always, everything I was ever doing was feminine and female. It was like choosing the girl characters on the video games, playing like games with friends, like my guy friends or my girlfriends. I was like the girl character.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because as a kid, my guy friends, they never thought twice. It's like, I feel like to them, I was a girl.
Yeah.
And going to my girlfriend's sleepovers, it's like I was the exception of a boy staying the night because it's like I was like a girl.
Right.
They were dressing me up. I was trying on their clothes. Like everything female always felt comfortable for me. So even in middle school, well, in elementary even, I was like sneaking my mom's eyeliner, putting it on, washing it off, so it gave that like Adam Lambert vibe.
Yeah.
And I'd go to school the next day and my teachers would be like, "Are you wearing makeup?" And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But anyway, like even throughout middle school, like I grew my hair out really long, and I was very like, my mom's Japanese, and so I was always just this like androgynous Wasian, and there was no non-binary at the time. That
Yeah.
was not a term. So I just looked very, if that was a term, then that's what I was giving. Like,
Sure.
people thought I was a girl when I'd go out in public, but also sometimes a boy. Like, I was just very gender fluid without trying to be. I thought I was just me,
Right.
And I tried to conform and like cut off all my hair my 8th grade year, but that was like my darkest time.
I was like, yeah, that must have been tough for you, like
Yeah.
being this androgynous, kind of this feminine, and then cutting it all out. What provokes something like that? Just trying to fit in, or just
Yeah, like I felt like this pressure because I was so feminine and androgynous, like I was like going into middle school, like 6th grade, I was like, I'm bisexual. And then it was
yeah,
like, I'm gay. And like, I was always so like out there with who I was, because how can people like, I didn't want to be bullied or people to write my story for me. So it's
yeah.
like, I just kind of like bared it all the time. But I was so proud and I was so sure, but there were things that started to shake me, which was like my own, like my family, like unintentionally doing things like, you should cut your hair, or you'd be so handsome if you cut your hair, or like they never told me not to be feminine or like didn't let me, but
Yeah.
there was those undertones, or just anywhere I would go there was that undertone. Or then like really like being like dating men and still identifying male was so hard too, because gay men didn't want to date me because they're like, you're a girl, like I
You
like
were
boys.
too feminine.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so then it was just like, okay, well let me try to be a boy. Like let me be the stereotypical boy that like everyone seems to want me to be. And
Yeah.
so I cut off all my hair and like threw out all my girly feminine clothes and like started that, but it just, honey,
No.
baby, it was horrible. Like it was a really dark time, not to get too dark, but it was to the
Oh,
point
no.
where it's like I immediately started growing the hair back out, wearing the makeup, and then went into my freshman year of high school, like just fully going back to who I was,
Yeah.
because it just,
It was a short-lived kind of, like,
I
you realize
tried.
that time, it feels like it almost, you kind of threw yourself into it to just throw yourself out and go, that's not me at all.
It's like I tried, and so it's like I threw myself back into my feminine presenting self and like not giving a shit, but I still was like, I'm gay, and like I was still going by he, him pronouns. I wasn't like, oh, I'm trans, but I kind of knew. And then like as high school was going on, and then like joining cheerleading and show choir, but just as I was getting older and like that sadness came back, but this time I was like, well, why is it back? Like
Right.
I'm looking and dressing and being how I am, but it was coming back because there was so much pain around living as male. And like everything, like once I would like go to cheer practice, like a cheerleading game, and then have to put on a boy's uniform, or go to show choir and have to put on it, like once I was in spaces where, oh, you don't just get to be you, now you have to be in this male box, it was like ding ding ding, like no, like I
Yeah.
need to be
That light
a
bulb,
woman.
yeah, that light bulb goes off for you, and you're like, that's, none of this is for me. This isn't how I see myself or
No,
anything.
and it was like, so yeah, but and so then eventually like I like had came out to a couple close friends on my cheer squad, and like there's like a whole story about all of those things. But when I finally did get to come out, like after so much fear about it, it just made, it was so worth it. Like
Good.
I like did like my family eventually came around, and like I did have some really amazing staff at my school. Shout out to my cheer coach, Coach Mayab. She like really fought for me to like wear the girls' uniform, and like I felt like really stood her ground and standing up for me,
That's
and
wonderful.
not allowing like other faculty to like brush me under the rug or treat me as if it wasn't
Yeah.
important. So
Well, especially up here, in Kansas City itself is kind of purple. It's almost down the middle, red, blue, either side. So to find somebody like that where you're spending a most amount of your time in a safe space and really cultivating that safe environment is just incredible.
yeah, and I think also what really helped me, again, because I was so upfront about who I was, I also like, no, had to be smart and like not calculated, but it's like I knew I had to be like perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if that was like trying to like make up for being make up for being like queer and trans or gay, or also maybe the Asian in me, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I was just trying to be this perfect person so people would love me. So
Yes.
when I knew I came out, or when I was in spaces that like people would be there to defend me, and like I tried to be involved as much as possible instead of letting my queerness keep me from getting involved, baby, I showed up to whatever I wanted and made sure I could be there, because the more people had exposure to me, the more likely I felt like people were going to defend me.
Right, they got to know you. They got
Yeah.
they got to see who you were. They got to interact and see that you're not scary.
Yeah, like I'm not scary. I'm not weird. Like I like
Yes.
the same things as you, or we're going through the same things
Right.
truly. Also, it's like I just so badly wanted to feel like a normal kid in person and like do sports and date if I could, or have a date to a dance, or be nominated for homecoming queen. Like all a trans kid wants, and like trans youth, is to feel normal, because it's like we already know we're on the outside.
Right.
So why strip and rob us of like friendship, extracurriculars, and just bathrooms and all these things that like are such pivotal things that are going to propel us to an outstanding adulthood, or propel us into a dark place, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. So when you're going through that, you say you have your coach there, and you kind of alluded a little bit with your family. I mean, when you first start transitioning or start trying to figure out Lana,
Mhm.
was your family there? Because if I remember, you're close with your grandmother, right?
Yeah, I was like really close with my grandma and my older sister
Were they there to support
and my
you?
mom.
Yeah. Did they were like, hey, yeah, we're here, we're gonna help you, or because the Asian culture kind of
Yeah.
plays into that, I would assume just a little bit.
I think so. Like it's hard. Okay, so like my grandma immigrated from Kamakura, Japan, and then my mom was born here in the U.S. So like I feel like my mom is obviously very American,
Yeah.
and my sister is. We have different dads, but we have the same mom. But my sister's 16 years older than me, so she was like a mom because
Oh yeah.
we have different dads. Like my mom was a single parent. She was kind of the black sheep. She was doing everything on her own, like working 3 jobs, like doing nails, working at a Japanese steakhouse, bartending. Like
She
she
was hustling.
she was really hustling, and
Yeah.
also like trying to do what she could to make things right for me, I think, and well, all those different things. But my mom had always played the role of like a best friend, and always was like the cool mom, but
Yeah.
that's a double-edged sword, but, like, she was always supportive and, like, never made me feel guilty about the queer or gay or the trans, any of those things. Like, I remember, like, my first boyfriend, and, like, her basically coming up to me and being like, "If you have something to tell me, you could tell me. If
Yeah.
you" I don't and then I would never forget, she told me, when at least when it came to, like, sexuality stuff before trans, it was like, I don't care who you marry, a man or a woman, I'll be happy for you and I'll support you." And I just remember crying, 'cause I didn't come out to her, but that's when I did, when she said that to me. And,
Yeah.
like, they just always accepted me, and, like, my grandma always accepted me. Like, she was just a very, like, nurturing, but not cold person, but, like, hard to read, direct person, and when she moved here to America, it's like she didn't speak English. She learned English, she like taught herself, learned all these things, and she was so nurturing and so loving. And when it came to transition, like I never something that's hard for me, it's like I never got a chance to like physically tell her, but it's like
Yeah.
she saw the transition, and she knew I knew, because I had like her like caregiver reach out to me like years later being like, "Oh yeah, like your grandma thought so highly of you." And she always said like, "Oh, that's Landon." Like she wants to be a girl, like, and like, oh, she hurried
She and
me
her. Yeah.
before I even told her to,
Yeah.
she just gets it. She got it. And my mom and my sister, it was hard for them at first, because I think the way I told them was abrupt, and like also just that feeling of like losing, or mourning
Yeah.
the loss of a brother or a son, but also just being like they were already scared for me safety wise for being gay, but then like I think adding trans, it's like they just want me to be safe, and they
Right.
didn't want things to be harder for me.
And I think that's hard for some families to understand and see, is like Right, and I get that, right? Wanting to be safe and wanting your kids to always have a place where they can go and they can be safe and they can be together and have friends, but also the queer community is so close, and we do we rally around each other so well. And not say outsiders, but outsiders, non-allies, or people who aren't familiar, I feel like they don't see that all the time. They don't
They don't, especially because
understand.
I was so young. Like I didn't
Right.
have like I had a couple gay friends in
Yeah.
school maybe, but there was like I didn't have any other trans friends, and like I hadn't worked at Hamburger Mary's yet until I was 18. That's when I met like all my queer family and like dived into this culture and world. But so I think it was just a lot of fear, but I don't think they realized like, well, what's the alternative? Like, don't come out, hide who
Yeah.
you are. Like, the only way to create safety and take away stigma is for people to come out and live proud and out and be supported.
Right, absolutely. I mean,
So,
that's right, and I mean, you nailed it right there, is the stigma part. And
mm-hmm.
that is what cultivates so much hate and fear, is stigma. And I think it's just an unknowing. People don't know so much
Yeah.
about the trans community. I mean, we are constantly trying to educate people, and not just we as in the podcast here, but just we as a community of queer people is trying to educate that, look, trans people are just like you've said, just like everybody else. We all have
No,
our
for
same
sure.
struggles. We all are hustling through the life and trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
So,
like we're just like you. We just started at a different place. Our situation's just a little bit different, but it's like we're all fighting the good fight.
yes.
Like we're all trying to make sense of life and the world. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. And so you graduate high school, you're 18, start working at Hamburger Mary's.
Oh, yes, at 18.
How did you were you just like, I'm gonna just dive into this queer world and
No, like I didn't even know. So I went with a friend while I was still in high school for their birthday. I was like 17, and they all came up to me because it was after homecoming
yeah.
queen. Like my good friend, his name's Peter, but he was like he worked there, and he came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, we love you. We saw your story." They were like so sweet, basically treating me like a fucking celebrity. I felt like I was so young, and I
Well,
was
because
like,
I when that happened, when you were homecoming, that was everywhere.
it was, honey. Girl, like George Takai posted me, Ellen DeGeneres, like they reached out. I'm so
Yeah.
sad I never got to do that, but I mean,
Yeah.
she might have been a bitch to me like everybody else, so who knows?
I mean,
Who knows? But I went there and they were all like, and then he was very like, when do you turn 18? Like, if you want a job here, we would love to have you, like, serve, host, but like anything, like, we just love you. And I was like, oh my God, I should like get a job here. Cause at the
that's
time I was
great.
like only in the beauty world. I was working at like a Sephora and like only gonna like focusing on makeup, and I wanted to be an esthetician and all that.
Yeah.
But once I turned 18, I went there for like my birthday for a brunch and then like turned in my application,
Oh, and you were hooked.
and I started working there, and I was like a host and a server for a while, and then it eventually was like, "Do you want to do a show?" And
Yeah.
it was like I never thought I would because my view of drag, like I had only really thought it was like boys impersonating women or like a female illusion. And it wasn't until getting to be around drag scene, like, oh, the dolls, like trans women are doing drag and they have paved the way, and like learning my history and like seeing Kings and just seeing how diverse it was. And I was like, okay, like I cheered, I played volleyball, I'm athletic, I did show choir, I did some theater. I was like, let me do this. And
Yes.
no tea, I'd always wanted to be a pop star growing up, but I just never thought it could happen for like a trans or queer or gay or everything that I was. So getting and falling in love with drag and becoming a drag artist is like felt everything clicked. Like it felt like my destiny, honestly.
Well, and I think you have a quote. I think it was Voyage Casey. You said, "A journey is not a race,"
Oh, honey, yeah, it's not a race, it's a
and
journey,
it
honey.
is. And I loved that so much when I read that, because everybody's journey, you have parts of your journey that come to a stop, while another part of that journey picks up. And
Yes.
so you start working at Hamburger Mary's, and now you start, and even as a trans person who's come out, hearing you, there's so much more education that you got in the community with drag, and
And just meeting other trans women who'd like
yeah,
been transitioning and learning the culture and like learning just being around so many different types of queer people versus no tea. I was like the token queer person for the longest,
yeah.
like I was. So now finally getting to be around other people like you, it was like so iconic. And then finding drag and getting to like be and like no finding drag is like what helped me transition. Like I made all that money serving tables and working at Mary's to like pay for my breast augmentation, and then
Yeah.
like I started doing drag and like did fundraisers that helped pay for like my facial feminization. Like finding this world has like what allowed me to transition like safely and like with love, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that too, being safe about doing it as well, instead of
Mhm.
trying to rush something or
Rush or pick like the cheaper option, or doing like making decisions like just based on like not like my financial situation or whatever. Like I'm
yeah.
just very lucky. Like I got to be around so many amazing people, but got to work so much and have all
Yeah.
these hustles to make this coin, and
yeah.
it was like life saving.
Well, that's wonderful. How long were you on like so you start with hormones, like
Yes.
hormone therapy and then
Yeah. So I started like my hormone therapy in high school. Like we went to Children's Mercy and they had like a gender pathways clinic.
oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and it was like very safe, you know, like very like I had to fill out a lot of paperwork and do a lot of talking and education, but like it was like started off with just like a testosterone blocker, and then it was like an estrogen patch and just like introducing the hormone to the body and all of those things. But yeah, I was on hormones from like 16, 17, yeah, like 16, and then when I was 19 I got like my breast augmentation done, and then like 22 or 23 I got like my facial femme done, and then like others, like so on and so forth. But there is no like right way or wrong way to do it. That was just like the way I did it, and I'm so happy. And like there's things I look back like, oh, I should have did this differently, or maybe I should have like I wish I would have like now looking. I mean, I don't want kids, like me and my partner don't want kids, but sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
what if I would have like like frozen or saved this? They talked to me about it, but I was so like
Yeah.
set that I'm like, oh, I should have did that, or maybe I could, and I still could if I wanted to like stop hormones or try. But
yeah.
I, yeah, but I'm very like happy with like how I did it, and that's why I'm very like honest with how I did things. That way, people don't make any mistakes or kind of see different ways to go about it for their own knowledge.
Well, not only that, I think being honest and upfront with how you've transitioned and the steps that you've taken, or, that again, that just goes to show the thought that it takes for a trans person to really make these life altering decisions. Like I said earlier, you're not just going to school in
Right.
biology class and they're just
Oh yeah,
chopping you
there's
up
so
and
much
adding
that
stuff.
goes into it. Like, and like my mom went to me with all my appointments, and it's like,
oh, that's
wouldn't you
wonderful.
rather like support your kid versus like them do things like out of survival, which nothing's wrong with that, but like that's why it's important. Or also it's like people don't realize like trans youth, like middle school, elementary, high school, sometimes transitioning isn't just medical care, it's just the social transition of it all. Like before I got to start those hormones, it was just me coming out and me telling people to call me by the correct pronouns, you know what I mean? And
Right.
it wasn't immediately I got surgeries and was pumping my body full of stuff. It was like a social thing, and it was a safe thing, and it was like, and before I even came out, like look at all that gender exploring I did just through clothes and fashion and being me, and I would got to be supported, and that's what mattered.
Yeah. I think the social, especially as trans youth or just youth in general, the social part of growing up is so important for development. And so,
So important. It's
yeah.
like the simplest thing. It could be being more tomboy, tom girl. It could be going through like a little emo phase or a preppy phase. Like gender and expression is so vast, and like cis kids do it all the time too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so it's like let queer kids like explore and whatever, and some things will stick, some things won't, but like the whole point is like allowing people and kids and to be them.
Right. And I think we lose track a lot. Well, I said not we, but the dipshits that are in charge of dumbass shit.
Girl.
They
Hello.
lose they lose track on what gender affirming healthcare consists of, because it's not just trans, right? It's not just a breast augmentation or hormones or testosterone. It's a whole bunch of other stuff that so many cis people as well use for, and it's like when you
Yes.
start attacking these
Like
things,
so
you're
many cis people, like hormone therapy changes their lives. Like when you get older, like going through menopause, or men with like low testosterone, or like
yes.
mood and libido, like and also there are so many like women I know, like I've met personally, that like were born without a uterus or
Yeah.
born without this, or like there's so many things. And like this is why it's like this is a case by case basis. Like, why are we generalizing people? But also, why are people that are not trans making decisions over trans people?
Old
Let
white men.
people, yes, let people handle their business with their doctors.
Right, exactly. Well, and even then,
Bye.
like, when you talk about youth, I mean, you have girls who start and go through puberty so early sometimes that they have these puberty blockers for that reason, so they can slowly be introduced to puberty instead of being like puberty at 10 years old, 9 years
No,
old.
exactly. And it's also just like, and if like me, like say tomorrow I woke up and I was like, I regret it all. That no, to be honest, that's not the doctor's fault. That's not that's my fault.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
right.
it's like, why are like they're acting like, oh, we're saving people. Honey, you're not like you're not saving people. Like to me, like I would never do that because I am trans. And there are like these people that they're like putting on platforms as like, oh, they were mutilated by their doctor. They made that decision with their doctor. That is their choice, their thing. Why are you blanketing all trans people under that umbrella when there are so many trans people that would never do that and are living healthy, happy lives and would never once go back or detransition? Because trans people don't detransition. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I as of all the Mark and I, we do. We try to keep up with everything going on, and I don't think I've once seen somebody detransition or like a story on that.
No.
So
And there's like a difference, like, okay, maybe Caitlyn Jenner, these people where it's like, maybe you know you're trans and you start hormones, but oh, like, say you have a family or you married a cis person. Like, there's so many things, and it's like, there's one thing to like go back in the closet, but there's a difference with transitioning, doing all this stuff, then detransitioning, and then attacking the trans community, siding with extreme Republican right-winged people and trying to tear them down. Like, that is not normal. That is not right.
it's that projection, right? That projection
Yes.
of like, if I attack you, then you're not going to look at me as I might identify somewhere on there,
Right.
and try to hide themselves. I mean, how many times does Grindr fail at every Republican convention ever?
Oh my God, girl, it crashes out because they all want to find their next hookup or
Yeah.
man or trans woman or whoever.
I always just say it's Lindsey Graham just going out and around and just trying to like everybody consistently, all thousands of them while he's there.
Yes, honey.
I love it. Well, drag career. Let's talk about your drag career because we're there. Now you got your start at Hamburger Mary's.
Yes, and I
Who was the first drag queen do you remember seeing and going, holy shit, that's amazing? Do you know?
I remember the first couple like drag performers I'd seen at Mary's. Like I
Yeah.
remember, like I was seeing like Daisy Bouquet and like Genoa Stanwyck, Molten Decadence, Widow, Von Du, and
Casey Queens.
yeah, just so many
Casey
Casey Queens and just being gagged. But also I remember like on TV watching like seeing RuPaul's Drag Race before Hamburger Mary's, and I always remember Carmen Carrera's season.
Oh wow.
And like, yeah, and I was so young, but seeing her come out and just like literal stickers and like really giving the trans fantasy, honey, even pre-transition. So that was just so gaggy. And then it like being told like, oh my, like then doing my homework and people being like, my God, do you know who Mimi Marks is? Do you know who Sasha Colby is? Like seeing all of these iconic, like Erica Andrews and like trans women that were also showgirls, but also really pioneering like trans rights like on television, like early 2000s television. So it was like it just started out as a fun hobby and then it really took over my life because I am a full-time performer now. But like I thought I was gonna become an esthetician, be a celebrity makeup artist in LA, and I wanted so badly to do reality TV and like get on like some dating show or like Big Brother or like I used to watch like Flavor Flav and like Brett Rock of Love and Tila Tequila. Like I was like this,
trashy TV.
Yeah, I was like, this is my destiny. Jersey Shore. Like I need to be on a show like this. Bad Girls Club. That was my thing.
All right, when you and Mark get together next and start talking, you guys can talk about Jersey Shore you want, because I all the time.
Who wrote the letter? Who wrote the note?
He all the time will have Jersey Shore on, and I'm like, you got just trash TV on? He's like, I love my trash TV.
I love it. I can just clock out, clock in. Because like I don't want to live like that. I don't want to go beating people up, but I want to watch it.
Yeah.
But like I thought that was my journey. because my personality and like I've always been told, oh my God, you would be great TV. Like all this in my
Yes.
life, my story. So that was my focus. Then finding drag now, but then finding drag and then finding RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's my lane. Or
You could be like you could be like Raven eventually, where you're just doing RuPaul's mug.
right. And now I'm like less in like my makeup because I stopped doing makeup and like I still keep my aesthetics license
Yeah.
active, but
Okay.
I'm actively like not doing anything now. I just do makeup because I like kind of was like, well, I want my makeup done. Like I don't need to be doing everyone else's
You
makeup.
want to sit there?
I'm
You
the
want?
star.
Yeah. Oh,
You
absolutely.
know, so
Absolutely.
it's funny now, but yeah, it's taken over. It got serious. And then once I felt like I kind of like killed it in the Kansas City scene, like I'd
Yeah.
won some local competitions and I started hosting my own shows, creating my own events, and have really been making a name for myself here the past couple years.
Oh, absolutely. I told a few people, friends of mine, I was like, they were asking who we have coming on the podcast soon. And I said, oh, I said, trying to get Lana Luxx on. And one girl goes, yes, like just, so they were so
I see
excited.
you.
Yeah, so excited. And here you are. Well,
No, here I am, honey.
I know. What was your first performance as drag? Do you remember what you did?
I did. It was like, so me and my good friend Candice Marie and then Jenna Giovanni I got to do Candice's show. It was called Candyland at the time, and she asked me to be in it. So I did a group number with those two, and we did 3 by Britney Spears, but this is
Oh.
the gag. Right before my first number, we're rehearsing this, we've been rehearsing this group number at Candice's house. We're at her house rehearsing it. We're going full out, feeling our oats. I whip my hair in the kitchen. I hit my forehead on one of her coffee or
Oh
her dinner
no.
table chairs. Split my forehead open,
Oh
blood
no.
everywhere, concussed, had to go get my forehead glued. And literally the performance was like that week. And I performed with like a busted
A busted up.
face, but I still did it. And we did 3. And then for my solo number, it was like a mashup of Genie in a Bottle and Crying in the Club by Camila Cabello.
I mean, that's got to be such a cathartic experience of living that like 2000s pop diva life, right?
It was, and then honey, trust, I'm gonna get there. When I was getting more comfortable with Lana, it was like, oh honey, I definitely was performing Ready for It by Taylor Swift, Blank Space. I was just, definitely feeling Kim Petras, like very pop star energy. And then I did a drag competition called Drag Survivor. And that's what challenged me to like step out of my box. They had like a Halloween week. They had a celebrity impersonator week where I did like my first Taylor illusion ever.
Yeah.
Was busted, rotted, crunchy.
You looking back on it or
looking back to where I'm at now?
Yeah.
Oh, honey. It was good, but it was just, bitch, I didn't look like her. It was drag. It was, now I've had some glow up.
You had the glow
and now
up.
it's really giving realness. It's giving very close and accurate. Then it was like more fun, but I did have a lot of older queens being like, you need an illusion. Every good queen needs an illusion. Now here we are in the 20 like years into my career, and like the Taylor Swift illusion like took over. Eras tour, like the Taylor's version album release party. It's like all of that like
I remember
changed my
seeing
life.
all of the like the promos and everything for like as she was releasing stuff or doing stuff. Like we saw you perform a couple times during like the Eras tour and everything. And I remember looking at Mark and I was like, she's so fucking good.
And I really do like look up to Taylor a lot. Like when I was a young kid, like my mom and like I had a karaoke machine. It was like a blue karaoke machine, and I had like my first few CDs were like a Vanessa Carlton CD, Paula Deonda, Avril Lavigne, the queen who should not be spoken of, Miss Maga Minaj. And then I had Taylor Swift's debut album, and I sang our song for the 4th grade talent show.
Oh my
So
God.
now this full circle like Taylor illusion, and like I just look up to her for so many other things. But yeah, it just drag really took off. And then like I did Continental for the first time 2 years ago now, and that's really changed my life. So I've just been constantly trying to like level up and solidify my name.
Yes.
Outside of like, I feel like Kansas City, I've been making my mark and will continue, but like trying to figure out how to solidify it in like queer culture, queer history, and like be a role model and icon, because I would love to get on Drag Race or do TV or do these things, but I've also kind of taught myself and like learned to like be grateful for everything I have here, and learned and like teach myself that like if I don't get that, like it's not meant to be, but what is meant to be is like I want the respect of the community
Yes.
before I want the respect of like cis people that watch Drag Race. Like I would
Yeah.
love to walk in a Drag Race and people already know who I am and what I stand for.
Because we see that all the time. Like
Yeah.
somebody will walk in, into the workroom, and then everyone looks and is like, "Oh my God, that's
Like I do want
that's
that Sasha Colby moment,
oh yeah."
or like I want to have like been looked up to and an icon in the community before getting there.
And you opened for Sasha when she was here, right?
St. Louis, yeah.
At St. Louis. How was that?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've actually like performed in Sasha Colby's show in Hollywood. It's not a thing anymore, I don't know, but it was called Heavenly Bodies. It was
Okay.
like an all trans night at the Abbey. And when I went to LA, she actually let me be in the show and put me in it. So that was my first time meeting her. Got to kiki with her. She was so sweet. And then it was like all rumor like, oh, she got on Drag Race. And I was like so happy to like get to be in
Yes.
the show. And then fast forward like after she got on the show, like still staying in contact, like following each other, like seeing her at events. And then when the audition for her strip tour came out, because her first strip tour there was no Missouri date, so I didn't
Yeah.
audition. So this time there was, and then like getting picked, and then like getting to watch the show and just kiki with her again, because then now I've like done Continental twice, and then like
Yes.
getting to talk to her about that, and like getting to watch her perform, and just watching Sasha Colby do her tour. It was like watching 12 talent numbers for a pageant back to back, and she got first place in all of them. Like
Yeah. She's
is
incredible.
iconic. It was truly, I like, there was numbers that made me cry. There was numbers that made me gag. Like she really is so special and so worth the hype, and like she's iconic.
Yeah. That's one that we unfortunately haven't got a chance to see live yet.
I want to bring her to Kansas City so bad. I need to.
I would we'd be right there, ticket spot instantly. We'd front row.
I know, she is so iconic. I need to message her. Like that would be so cool. Maybe that's my 2026 goal. Is like get Sasha Colby in Kansas City and have her shut it down.
We should just text her, just be like, "Girl, I bought you a plane ticket. You're coming." Like
I know, I'm gonna text her. I'm like, "Girl, sister deal. Like, come stay at my house."
I love it. Well, I think you are making a name for yourself, not just in Kansas City. I mean, you said you're doing pageants and I mean, Miss Continental, you were first runner up. I mean, you're right there.
I know. I think I'm gonna go back this year too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really have to win. I want it so bad.
It's so, I mean, you're tasting it, right? You're just
yes,
right there,
and it's like it's because I do know like a lot of girls, there's nothing wrong with it. They go into Continental and they like are trying to make that name for themselves, and like it comes with, you get the bookings, you get to travel, you get to do all these things, and like I'm coming from a place like I have been privileged enough to get to travel. I do host my own events. All these things, that's why I want it so bad, because it's like I have the knowledge and skills to actually reign.
Yes.
And like make an impactful reign. I know I can get contestants. I know I'm going to inspire so many girls in my position that are young and thinking like, oh, I need to wait till I have this surgery. I need to wait till I'm old enough. I'll wait because Continental is on this pedestal, and it is, and it should be, but I really know I can make an iconic impact.
So how do you get to, because I don't know, right? Because we hear about all these queens, on Drag Race or just in drag the
like,
community.
oh, they did this pageant, or
yeah,
they
won
like, this.
I won this and I won that, and I'm in this Continental. How do you even get started with that?
So, I mean, I like research the system. You watch the videos, you do your homework, but it's like most pageant systems do have like preliminaries.
Okay.
And you try to find a preliminary close to you. So like when I first did Continental, there was Missouri Continental and it was in St. Louis. So you do that to qualify to get to go to Continental. So my first year went to Missouri Continental, got first alternate to Raquel Lord, a pageant icon. Then but I still got my ticket because first and first alternate, like the prelim can send both of you, or they could send 3 sometimes, whatever. But they sent us both. And then Raquel won that year, but I also made top 5 because top 5 is like iconic because those are the girls that get to answer the Q&A.
Yes.
So I made the top 12 and then I made the 5 with Raquel. So I was like, honey, I'm coming for it. I think I got like 3rd. Then went back, made the 5 again, got first alternate to Godfrey. Godfrey won. But this time I I did Georgia Premier Continental as my prelim. Instead of going back to Missouri,
Okay.
I was like, I want to build connections with other prelims because if I'm going to reign, I'm going to have to go to these
Right.
prelims. So I went to Georgia Premier Continental, best of the best. It's in Atlanta.
And
And
Atlanta drag is
girl, I was terrified.
yeah.
I was like, who's going to show up? Because last time I went to my Missouri prelim thinking it was going to be a walk in the park, it was like 4 really fierce girls. And then
Yes.
Raquel Lord drag legend walks in. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And then you go to Atlanta.
And then I go to Atlanta. I'm like, girl, am I going to rewrite history and be first alt again? But I was like, no, like I got this. Like I had a good sister, Ava Glasscott, who was stepping down, who really pushed me to go. And then like the promoters, and it changed my life. And I think it made me a better competitor. I mean, first alt, but I've made a connection to like so many people that I'll never forget. You do the prelim and then you get to go to the pageant. And then like now with Continental, like I made top 5. So I don't technically have to do a prelim again. I could just go back.
Okay. You just go straight back to Continental this year?
Yeah, like no preliminary but I think I still might do a prelim, or I might be appointed where like someone, maybe they won't host a prelim, but they'll buy a prelim and just crown me to send me to pour the money into my package versus like pouring it into a preliminary because it does cost money to do those.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it costs quite a bit of money too.
Yeah.
Especially if you're traveling, like if you're going to Georgia, you got to take all
like
your shit with you.
Exactly. And there's no Missouri prelim anymore.
Oh,
so I couldn't even, who knows, sometimes it's.
They just stop doing it?
Yeah, like the person in charge, maybe they have to step back for financial things, or maybe they want to do a different system, or there's so much goes into it. My goal truly is to start a Kansas City Continental preliminary.
I was gonna say, what do we need to do to start
I know,
that,
I know. So I would, it's like a financial thing. So it's like, you got to talk to Jim Flint, but I think it's like, maybe there's a fee of like $200 to start it, but it's like, it's just organizing it. So like getting a venue, we got to sell the tickets, and then like paying for a crown and the prize package. Like, oh, you win 500 or 800, but
you can ask my husband. I have the patient. I'm currently bedazzling putters, like golf putters for the AIDS Awareness Open that's coming up in March. And we got our team, and I was like, well, these are boring, so I'm going to bedazzle them. So I'm currently doing that. I can bedazzle anything. So just give me a little crown. We'll just bedazzle the shit out of it.
But yeah, I really do want to start like my own prelim. Hopefully, like after I win, I could do it.
You would, yeah. I mean,
because I think Kansas City needs it, and it's like we're right in the middle. It would be so iconic to bring like Continental royalty to Kansas City.
Well, and you look at like the queens that Kansas City has. I mean, we have a huge drag scene in Kansas City. We do. People don't realize that Kansas City, like, because drag in Kansas City started like 200 years ago.
Hello?
A long time ago. And so we have like this huge history with drag, and we give so many good drag queens out there. I mean, look how many times they've been on either Drag Race or they're making,
Dragula.
Dragula.
They're like, Melinda Ryder has her own like documentary. She literally has her own museum set up at the Kansas City Museum. Like,
yeah, and that was incredible. Did you happen to see it?
I haven't gotten to see it yet.
It was
so good, right?
Yeah, my husband and I were just like jaw dropped at everything, because everything like that she has done has been incredible. With just her activism, and she's been around.
That's my icon, honey.
Yeah, how can it not be? That should
to be like, she's such a good example to follow.
Yes.
That's why I hold on to all my drag now, because I'm like, who knows? I might need to be in a museum one day, honey.
You would be like Celine Dion and just have a warehouse of shoes and dresses.
Girl, my boyfriend is definitely like, you have so much drag. And I'm like, I know. And every time there's a drag swap and like a drag sale, I'm like, Lana, are you selling anything? And I'm like, no. I like hold on to that shit, because like every piece I've ever had made, or just everything is I'm so attached to it, because it's usually made by my drag mom Mulan, or like it just there's so much love that goes into it. I don't ever want to let it go.
Yeah. Oh, and Mulan that's
so my idol. That's my
talented.
Drag mom. No, literally, I'm gonna pour more of my Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Hello, Coke Zero Break, sponsor us.
Yeah.
Okay.
My husband would love that promo.
But no, yeah, Mulan's my drag mother, and because I have like a pretty big drag family here in KC, but she is like, she dressed me at Continental both times. She made a lot of stuff for my package, and just like, my grandma passed away my senior year, like right before I won Homecoming Queen. Yeah. So she didn't even like get to see that. So like, I just like, Mulan is so important to me, like she's Filipino, she's from the Philippines, and like, she just reminds me a lot of my grandma, and like, she's just everything to me. So like, getting to like wear stuff made by her, come up with concepts with her, and then like have her dress me at Continental, like she's so important to me.
That's wonderful. I love that. It's important to have that, that chosen family that is so close that they are that they're family. That's the people you turn to when you need
Oh, for
something.
real. Like, that is like my second mom, honey.
Yes.
Like, I've gone to her with so much stuff, like transition, breakups, makeups, drag, my lowest points, my highest points. Like, she is like one of the most consistent people in my life.
I love that. I
Mhm.
love it. Well, when you're not doing drag and we're not slaying the competitions down, we're
Okay.
doing. Are you a trans activist?
I know. I am kind of.
I think you are. I
It's so
mean,
hard because, like, I feel like there's so much weight behind it because I just, I never want to fuck up or do it wrong. And I always am just trying to speak from my point of view while also still trying to stand up for others. But it is really
yeah,
hard in this
yeah.
day and age.
Well, and with this day and age, and with everything constantly being under attack, it could be. I'm sure it could be exhausting to constantly try to defend
Yeah.
it.
Because sometimes it's like I want to be, I know performing and just being me and being visible like is a form of activism, and I know I'm an escape for a lot of people. So sometimes it's suffocating and hard because it's like I don't always have the right thing to say. Like I don't know what to say. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to speak up or like I sometimes feel a guilt like why do I have to say things? But it's also like I know like there's so many people that look to me to be that for them and say the right thing. So it's like it's just a journey, and I think right now more than ever like whether it's my drag or what I post or what I say, I do try to do the right thing and speak up for what's right.
Yeah. Oh,
But
definitely.
it is hard. Like
Yeah.
it's scary. Like it's scary, especially because let's be honest, honey, the gays in our own community are vicious. So if you're not doing it right or the way they want,
Yeah.
they're gonna tell you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, I am not trans Mother Teresa. I'm
Yeah.
not perfect.
Yeah. I mean, we just get you like a big hat and flowy robe, and there we
Hello.
go.
There we go. I'm like, geez, they went.
Like Jesus. There you go. That's what we'll do. We'll just the trans Jesus.
Trans Jesus, honey. Put
Well,
me on the cross.
Well, they say, Jesus or some, came from independence or some shit like that. So it just makes sense, right?
Okay, yes, right here in Missouri.
Yeah, right here in Missouri.
Or was it Bethlehem? I'm
Ask
confused.
the Mormons. It's independence or something. Well, how do we, though, because that way you don't got to take it all on yourself, girl. You got the whole community behind you, but how do we help you with trans activism? How do others, our allies who listen, because we have a ton of allies who are not a part of the queer community, they listen to this and they,
Yeah, no.
how does everybody help? And
I think like as like an ally or like non-trans people or queer people, it's like you're in a lot of rooms that people like us maybe aren't in. So just making sure you are speaking up for fellow trans people or queer people or let those people be your plus ones. Invite them. If you have a job opening and they know that they could do this or like an opportunity, suggest those people. Put those people in those rooms and in those spaces. And also defend us when we can't defend ourselves and we're not there because a cis voice and a hetero voice carries a lot of weight. So don't be that person that lets transphobia or racism or just like hate slide. Like please stand up for us and educate others since you're doing your job and listening to this podcast or watching trans creators or queer people. Like if you're learning things, pass that on. And I think it's just like truly showing up and like using your voice for those who are often under attack or not listened to.
right. And and like you said, cis and hetero voices are so much louder because people
Yes.
don't want to listen to either the queer community or especially the trans community right
Right.
now because they're vilified.
Vilified, honey.
I know, for no reason either.
No reason. It's a political talking point. It's easier to be loud and spread hate on one group and get everyone to jump on this one thing than trying to explain like why taxes are going up or why they shouldn't or like it's a lot less complicated to be like hate trans people, they're the reason you're poor,
Right.
they're stealing your sports. Like it's just tired, it's whack, it's crazy. So
When you said they're the reason you're poor, all I could think of is like they're just buying all the wigs and all the makeup.
Yeah, we are by, and it's also like we're 1% of the population. Trans people,
Oh,
trans
yeah.
women of color are less likely to even live to 30, honey. So it's like, baby, y'all act like, oh, we're just taking up all this space. Y'all are crazy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. Well, let's talk about your love life. You got your boyfriend.
I do have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
A beautiful little promise ring, honey.
Ooh, how long have you guys been?
A little over 2 years now.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I do have a boyfriend. He is amazing. I have 2 cats, and we live in the Legends right now. We're far out there, but he's from Marshall, Missouri, but we met when he was living in Cameron.
Okay.
Far. We met on Bumble.
I love that. Well, okay, I gotta ask because he's coming from small town, rural Missouri.
Yes, honey. It's been a lot of learning.
Has it?
Not really.
No.
I mean, it's just like, I am like the first trans woman he's dated.
Okay.
So yes, there has been a lot of learning, and I love him so much for it because he has like jumped into my world head first and like learned a lot, unlearned a lot, and like taken a lot of interest in the things that are important to me in my life. And so like he has changed my life like for the better, and like really shown me like, like trans women like and trans people, we are worthy of like real love, and we are worthy of like yeah, like we're worthy of real love, and I've dated some other people. I've been in a lot of situations where like I just never thought I would be in this position, and so getting to like know like, honey, there is someone out there for you, and like the right person will find you. But yeah, we 2 years strong. I met like his family this past like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and like
how'd that go?
It went well. It took a while to meet them because we just didn't want. We wanted it to be right, etc.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Finally, have met them, and I love them to pieces. I feel like they love me, and
good. Like embracing you, just
and it's changed. That's changed my life to actually feel a part of a family, because it's like he's met my family. My family is really important to me. They obviously love him, and so now to be a part of his family, like, really feels like we've made a huge milestone in our like. I've never had this experience before, so I'm just like, I feel like
you're like a smitten kitten over here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in high school all over again. It just feels good to like have a partner and a teammate, and like especially with how scary the world is, like to have someone that has like my back.
Yeah. And do they travel with you when you go do your pageants and your continentals? Do they come with you?
So he went to Continental this year with my mom.
Oh, fun.
And they came and watched. They're like a little dynamic evil duo.
Oh, do they get like posters and everything?
Yes, like they're just everything. And like he helped me carry props, and he was so locked in and helpful, and
good.
He comes to a lot of shows. Also, now that we've been dating for 2 years, like he's learned like, I'm gonna stay home, honey. Like there's no point. Like once you see, I don't need to go to everything. Like it's expensive. It's also a lot. Like it, and like he is like, again, from a small town, like the clubs, the crowded spaces. He's also learned like the gays have no boundaries, honey. So sometimes. So he likes to be home and just play his video games, drink his Miller Lite, be with the cats, be with his boys, and do like straight people things. He's very
straight
like
butch men stuff.
Like he loves. He's like, the gays love me. Know, he likes to come out with me, and like he is supportive, but he also does like his alone time, and I like that too, because I'm a very independent person, and also when I'm out, I have to be on. I'm talking to everyone. Everyone wants time with me, so it's hard to almost get to be together when I'm trying to also be available to everyone else on the show. So we've learned what works, what doesn't, and we're still learning. And
I mean, no matter how long you're together, you're always learning, especially in a relationship. You're always learning each other and learning something new.
I've learned
work.
That. Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of work. And I think this relationship versus other ones I've been in, I've learned, like, I don't know, like to be less selfish, and just like, this is going to take work, and like, let's meet in the middle, and like, no matter what we fight or argue about, okay, how are we getting through it?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't want to lose you, and like, we're in this for life,
Oh, that's so sweet. For life?
Okay.
Oh my God, girl.
Hopefully an engagement one day.
I think all of Kansas City will lose their minds. It'd be like the Taylor Travis all over again.
Girl, the day we get, oh my God. Well, I really thought I was getting engaged recently. Oh, I would. I've been trying to invite her to a drag show. If she'd come.
She's in New York.
If she came to my wedding, girl.
Oh my God.
I would collapse. Like I would just.
Would you just walk out onto the aisle and you just.
Yeah. She sang, oh my God, she sang like freaking Daylight as I'm walking down the aisle. I don't want to look at anything else. Oh my God, girl.
If
Yes.
tears were not happening, tears would be happening then.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
That would be fucked.
Oh.
But I hope, but he is the person, I mean, hopefully if I'm on this podcast again, maybe I'll be married or engaged but yeah, he's like my person.
I love that. I love love. Who doesn't love love?
I love love, and it's funny because my last few relationships were all trash, rotted garbage and horrible to me and really made me put a lot of walls up, and I've had to really knock a lot of those down for this relationship, and he's had to knock a lot of them down, and I've really had to learn to trust again. So I wasn't a man hater, but I was very like, oh, I'm going to be the cool aunt, no boyfriend, no husband ever. I'll just have a different man in different periods of my life, and they'll all be a different lesson, but I don't need no one.
Or just different zip codes for when you travel on your...
Yeah, very like single woman,
yeah,
fuck men. And I think it's been so nice to be able to like... Not that I'm like useless, but it's been nice to like lean into my like femininity and like softness and like have a man that's a fucking like, if he wanted to, he would. Like someone who's really doing it. Like not some, we're splitting the bill, like, it's been nice.
Yeah. You're being, pampered.
I'm being pampered and I'm being courted and I'm a doll and I should be.
Absolutely.
Ladies, you should be.
Yeah, tell them all.
But he also doesn't but he's not like controlling or telling me what to do or what, you know what I mean? Nothing toxic.
He's just treating you with the respect.
Yes, he's holding the doors. He's opening my car door. He's helping. He's really like making life feel easier in the best way he can. And like, that's all I could have ever wanted, growing up with like a single parent and like seeing the shit my mom went through and the guys that have like I don't want to, like she's had to take care of a lot of men and be the man, and she also had to be my dad because I didn't have one of those, so it's like been so nice to feel like I could learn from that, but also like maybe I'm out of that cycle, hopefully. I don't know.
Well, it's like you see your worth and he sees what you're worth and he's doing it.
Right. And I feel like I've seen a lot of guys that have like seen my worth, but like they weren't producing results or action. It's like they wanted to say they had me or get to experience me, but it was like almost like I was like not a human to them or something. Like I felt like because being trans, because of like being well known in the city, because of activism, like it was like I was like,
you were almost like a token that they could
they could either capture or like I could only be a secret because everyone knew who I was. It's I just like, it was so hard dating because it was like either they didn't want anyone to know, or they were like, were they using me, or like I was just something fun for a while. Oh, my job was too much. Like, why are you doing drag? Why do you show so much skin? Why are you so public online? Like, I was like, just like, they didn't want me to be.
They didn't want you to be you.
To be me and like be the star I am. So I feel like Alex is really like my megaphone and my amplifier, and like he doesn't try to diminish me. He only tries to let me be me. And that's what I needed.
That's what we all need.
That's what we all need. Your partner should not diminish you, trans or not, keep you a secret. Like your partner should only make you the best you,
Absolutely.
And vice versa. Like he is my amplifier. He is my speaker, honey.
I love that. We all need a speaker in our lives. So
yes, honey, you do. You do.
Well, Lana, this has been wonderful. One last question that we ask everybody.
Okay.
What does pride mean to you?
I feel I am contestant number 1, Lana Luxx. And pride means to me being visible, being resilient, and being, of course, proud. Like, to me, pride is like a time of, like, obviously people know it as a time of year or a weekend or a day, but honestly, pride is something that is 365. It is every day, every hour, every minute, and every second, something that you should feel. You should feel pride in who you are, but like especially relating it to the queer community, pride is showing up as you are with like no apologies, and also showing up for those who can't show up for themselves just yet with no apologies and speaking for them as well, and really knocking down doors and being loud outside of just one weekend or just one Target ad for the month or whatever you know what I mean? Like one gay pride collab for the month that the bars want to do, or the straight bar. Like, it's like, no, pride is truly you know, showing up for yourself as a queer person, but also showing up for those who can't, showing up for those who came before us, and showing up for those in the future, and being proud and prideful and revolutionary.
I love it. I love that.
Period.
2025 Miss Continental, first runner-up, soon to be maybe 2026 Continental winner.
Yeah, soon to be. Yeah, well, I'd be the 2027 Miss Continental.
2027. Look at you.
What is two?
That right there. That's the answer.
Okay, I was like trying to make it. I'm like, what's 2 + 2? Yeah. Anyway,
2. Oh, I don't do math.
I know I can't either. I do girl math.
You do girl math.
Yes.
Yes, I love that.
Like this Coke Zero, honey. This is 0 calories, so it's healthy.
There you go. And it's made with some water, so you're getting your water.
Yeah, 0 sugar.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on, telling your story, your journey, which is growing every day.
It's a novel, honey. It's a trilogy. It's like, girl, I mean, we don't like Harry Potter or J.K. Rowling, but honey, it's like the Harry Potter books, my story. It's long.
It's just going to keep going forever and only be released, at the end of the year during Thanksgiving.
Maybe a movie, maybe a sequel, a biopic. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we need.
Who would play me?
Taylor Swift.
Gets Taylor to play me? Yeah. If I can't get her, I'll get Jennifer Lawrence. Second best.
There, second best. I love it. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for everyone for listening to Everyone's a Little Queer, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Love you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you follow me, Lana Luxx, on Instagram at the Lana Luxx. That's LANALUXX. And you can follow me on TikTok at the Landon Patterson. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to connecting with you all.